Hey there, YouTubers and collectors. This is Salvador Los Angeles with my review of Evil Dead 2 Hero Ash Mego-style figure made by NECA Real Toys. After a relaxing cabin vacation doesn't go as planned, Ash is left with 3 dead friends, an undead girlfriend, and an angry evil spirit on the loose. As nightfall approaches, Ash must prepare to again battle the legions of the damned if he wants to make it to dawn. Dead-eyed Ash coming soon. Hero Ash is what we are reviewing today. I'm very excited to review this figure. This is a wonderful companion piece to the previously released Mego-style Jason and Mego-style Freddy. I fell in love with this figure as soon as I saw it out there on the shelf. This is Salvador Los Angeles reviewing Evil Dead 2 Mego-style Ash. Thanks for watching. Here is Ash out of his packaging, but before we get into the figure itself, let's talk about this box art. John Wardell is the artist responsible for this box art, and it is absolutely beautiful. Just like in the past, Mego-style Jason, Mego-style Freddy, this is no exception. Beautiful, beautiful work. However, Ash does have a watch here. The figure does not have a watch. Which is movie accurate, I am not certain. Beautiful wooden floor there, and here is possessed Henrietta ready to devour Ash's soul. Beautiful artwork by John Wardell. Ash comes with this sawed-off shotgun. It looks pretty cool, but it's kind of plain, kind of nondescript, nothing to write home about, especially when you compare it to the chainsaw that he comes with and the figure himself. I just think that the sawed-off shotgun is a little plain. They could have put a little more detail into it. On Ash's back is a sheath for housing his sawed-off shotgun. It's got a leather look to it. It's pretty cool and nice, although it's kind of fragile. As you can see, the top of it ripped away from his harness. So be careful that you don't tear this thing off. I myself will have to glue this back in place. The shotgun does fit nicely into the sheath and holds it quite well. A bit of a problem I had with this figure is getting his shotgun into his hand to make it look cool and realistic, in particular to get his index finger around the trigger to make it look like he's about to shoot. I had to toy around with it, I had to move his fingers and hand back and forth, I had to try different positions, but I was able to get it in such a place where I think it looks okay when you look at it from this angle in particular. One of the highlights for me about this figure is this little chainsaw. I love this thing so much. To me, it trumps any previously released chainsaws that I've seen, and that includes Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface's chainsaw. This thing is so beautiful. It's so realistic. The colors are wonderful. The details are exceptional. You can see the little knobs and the little pulley there. This thing is absolutely great, and I love, love, love this little chainsaw. The only thing is, if you recall the previously released NECA Freddy, his claws were all bent out of shape. This blade is no exception. It's going to be bent. The good news is it's not going to break if Ash takes a shelf dive, but at the same time I don't think you're going to be able to get it perfectly straight. If there's a way to remedy that, I don't know. But overall, chainsaw is absolutely beautiful, and it can pull right out of his wrist by a peg, and it can be put back in when you like. Here is Ash with his close-up. Now, if you can choose this figure in person, you may want to do so, because I had to look through about 12 different versions of this figure in order to find one that had perfect eyes. There were a lot of paint mishaps around his eyes. This one I found was the best. Look at that skin tone. Look at that blood. Look at those ears. Great looking hair. I am so excited when a figure company does a great job on the hair sculpt. He looks really wonderful. I'm sure that Bruce Campbell himself will be proud of this figure. You can get his head moving left and right, looking downward a little bit on either side, but he's not going to do much as far as looking up or looking down. It's mainly a left to right feature for the most part. There's lots of movement in his shoulder. If you look really close, though, you're able to see how paint is chipping off of the hinge. NECA attempted to paint the hinge itself. However, that paint does chip off when you move his shoulder around. So I appreciate what they were doing, but the paint does chip off. Also, there's a pin in his elbow, which does not match the color of his elbow. You can see it on both sides here. If they could have gotten that pin the same exact color as the arm, that would have been absolutely wonderful. But I guess that comes with the territory. I do like the overall color of the figure, in particular the arm. I like the dirt on the arm. Looks really, really great. And there is plenty of wrist action. Wrist moves all over the place. But again, paint is coming off of the inside when they attempted to mask the hinge of the wrist. Also, the wrist feels a little fragile, so just be careful with it. Didn't break or anything, but just be careful with this wrist. He has waist rotation and lots of movement in his hips. You can move his hips all over the place. He has bend in the knees, and then he has a hinge at the ankle. However, it would have been wonderful if they would have made that pin. You see that little pin there? If they would have made it the same color as the boot. So if you're going to put paint anywhere, it should be right there. Also, the bottoms of the shoes would be wonderful if they had any tread on them. You see how in the John Wardell's painting, there's tread on the boots, but not much tread or ruggedness to the bottom of the boot. I really like his skin tone, though, his texture. Look at these scrapes on the inside. Also, he's the same skin tone all throughout. You know, they could have just given us sort of a dummy body and only painted it in the areas of his skin that is revealed, but they painted it all over the place. Also, this harness that's on him is really great. It's got that fake leather look to it, so it's got a really great looking harness which holds his sheath, which holds his sawed-off shotgun. Also, the clothing is really great. It's got a nice quality to it. The seams are really nice. This is not cheap doll clothing. They've done a really great job. It almost seems like actual clothing just shrunk, just tiny clothing that an actual person would wear. It's got a great material to it. It looks really tough and really rugged, really great quality on these pants. It's got tears down here at his ankles. You can see also the same skin tone throughout. So they've done a great job of maintaining that consistency. And here is Fluff Daddy. He does not like to move when I do a review. He loves the review station. Mego-style Ash weighs 5.20 ounces and stands about 8 inches tall. And here is Hero Ash having a showdown with Dr. Loomis from Halloween. And here is Hero Ash with his fellow Mego-style figures, Freddy Krueger and Jason, also by NECA. And we have a surprise visitor for Ash today. I'm Salvador Los Angeles, and this has been my review of Mego-style Hero Ash figure made by NECA. Thanks for watching.